It's now been over 6 years since the last time an installment of the popular FIFA Street franchise was released. It was back in 2012 when EA Sports announced they were releasing and rebooting the FIFA Street franchise with the 4th installment of FIFA Street, titled FIFA Street. Since then, however, news has been very quiet. We have heard nothing from EA Sports about if they have any plans whatsoever to release a future installment of this series. On top of the mode being now dead on the water, it does not even have a version on new generation consoles, i.e. the Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch or the PlayStation 4. Any news on the FIFA Street franchise had become completely dead and irrelevant. That was until last year, when in FIFA 18 the rumour mill started again. It was during the build up to FIFA 18 when we first thought that we may well be seeing FIFA Street return to our screens. Images leaked around the internet suggested that there may even be a new game mode merged into the FIFA 18 game where you would be able to reconstruct the FIFA Street mode. However, this turned out to be just a simple cameo appearance. It was one scene in the game mode, The Journey, in which you play as Alex Hunter, and it was never to be seen again. Perhaps unsurprisingly, this has sent the rumour mill starting once again. People now, more than ever in the most recent few years, are demanding that EA make a return to the FIFA Street franchise. So my question today is, could we see that announced? Could EA be ready to shock the fans with a 5th edition of FIFA Street? Let's find out. First of all, we have to look into whether or not it would actually be worth EA's time, money and resources. The last one, it was estimated that the game sold approximately just over 2.5 million copies. Now for EA standards, that's fairly disappointing. They always achieve for double figures in the millions in FIFA, likewise with other titles such as Battlefield and Battlefront. So for a game to sell approximately 2.5 to 3 million units is fairly disappointing. Having said that, FIFA Street is a lot smaller, requires a lot less resources and money and manpower to create and then publish, compared to the big massive AAA titles like FIFA, like Battlefront and Battlefield. So as a result, perhaps the turnover and the overall profit margins will even themselves out about more. On top of that, we have to consider the other factors as well that may impact on sales. Don't forget, it's been over 6 years since the last FIFA Street. There's a lot of hype that's going to be generated around this game. A lot of people have been waiting in the offing to pounce onto this game. As a result, it's more likely to do better than if it was coming out every year, because people are more excited for it, more hyped up. It's important to remember that FIFA Street's popularity essentially goes hand in hand with FIFA's popularity. If you buy FIFA Street, the chances are that you are an avid supporter of the mainline FIFA franchise. So as a result, maybe one's popularity bounces off the other. And FIFA, in terms of the mainline games, is much more popular now and sells a lot more copies than compared to 6 years ago in FIFA 11, FIFA 12, when the last FIFA Street was out. So perhaps there could be more of a potential audience base there to sell to. Couple that with the fact that a lot of hype was generated in 2017 when the cameo appearance of FIFA Street made its way into FIFA 18 in the Journey, and there's a lot of hype around this. I genuinely believe that if EA were to announce that FIFA Street was coming out, and if the game's early reviews were to be positive and promising, this game could do very well, sell upwards of 5 million, maybe more units, and that then would be a lot more appealing to EA for them to make this game. Another potential route that EA Sports could go down would be that of adding a new game mode to the mainline FIFA games. That would be a FIFA Street mode. We saw this on the Reddit post earlier, and I will show it again now. I believe this is also an idea worth considering. It would be great for us as the fans because we wouldn't have to go out and purchase a second game for full price. We would only have to buy one, and we would get both the mainline FIFA game and also FIFA Street inside. And whilst this is very good, I do believe that EA, if they know that they can sell at least 2.5 million units, probably more, maybe double, maybe even more, they are not going to merge it into one FIFA, because it doesn't add any value to their game in terms of the amount of sales. Yes, it makes the game better, gives us as the fans more enjoyment and more to experience, but it doesn't bring any more sales to the table. So I don't believe that they will go that route if they were to make another FIFA Street game. Now that we've established that the risk and reward element is viable for EA Sports, it's time to look at whether or not they actually are. I'm going to revert back to the cameo appearance that FIFA Street made in FIFA 18 The Journey once again. The scene itself doesn't really have much place in the Journey narrative. Yes, you could argue that it was there to establish the relationship between Alex Hunter and Danny Williams in the off-season, but that could have been done in a wide variety of different ways. It seems strange that they would randomly include this sort of element of FIFA Street without having any real purpose to it. Now maybe I'm giving EA too much credit here, maybe they're not as bright as this would suggest, but to me it seems like a way of testing the water. They leak that news about the FIFA Street returning, and then it turns out it's just a cameo. They see what the reactions of the customer base will be and whether or not it generates hype, whether or not people would like to see FIFA Street, and then they work on it from there. On the other hand, it could have been a way of testing the new Frostbite engine with FIFA Street. Don't forget, the last FIFA Street installment, they weren't using Frostbite at the time, so it's completely different gameplay now. There'll be less of, you know, players running and doing backflips from walls, etc., and more about what you do with the ball. And I think that's very interesting and could very well be the route that they could be taking with this. Another thing you'll notice from this article here is that the EA servers for FIFA Street were recently turned on. There was a time when you weren't able to access them at all, but now once again they are working back on the past gen consoles. This again could be a sign of intent. There's also a possibility that they could make it accessible via EA Access. They may even make it backwards compatible for the new Xbox One consoles. This would be a real signal of intent from EA and a really good way for them to test the water, so to speak. Don't forget that they may also be trying this with other games as well. In May 2018 it was announced that Fight Night Champion was coming to the Xbox One via backwards compatibility, which again could be another major step. EA have had problems in the last 18 months with both Star Wars Battlefront and Mass Effect Andromeda, two massive AAA games that were highly hyped up and were a massive letdown both at the box office and also critically. But on the other hand, their sports titles sell well. It's important to remember that, and as a result they could very well be testing the water for these two games, both boxing and FIFA Street as well, in order to regain their status in the market. Now this video has been uploaded a few weeks before E3, but we could be as close to a new installment for FIFA Street as to them actually announcing one at their press conference at E3. Now if you're watching this afterwards, you're welcome to come back and tell me that I was wrong, and I will take that on the chin, but it's important to watch this space. So what do you guys think? Would you like to see another installment in the FIFA Street franchise? And if so, do you believe that the EA are working on one? Am I just barking up the wrong tree, or is there something in this speculation? Do let me know in the comment section below. Remember, I've got a new FIFA 18 Ultimate Team series coming out on May the 29th that's tied in with the World Cup DLC release. If you're watching this in the future, then go and check it out. But if not, remember to tune in on May 29th for that first release. If you've made it through to the end, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Do drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike if you didn't, and let me know what I can do to improve. All feedback is appreciated. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more regular FIFA content. And on that note, I've been Bron18, and I will see you for the next one.